Hello, hello. Hey, everyone. I am using this new software to do live streams, so I'm not quite sure if this is working. Um, it actually isn't even giving me any kind of feedback. That's weird. Um, so, oh, okay. I see. That's weird. Um, I'm sorry for this weirdness, and I really can't even see if anyone's watching. That's so weird. Um, yeah, well, I guess I'll just have to assume that, you know, somebody's here. Oh, okay. I see finally that, yeah, there's a couple people. Yeah, great. You know what? I'm going to take this off. It's funny. I was feeling cold earlier and now I've been like running around like crazy trying to get all of this set up. So now I'm feeling pretty warm. Yeah, so I'm sitting in my kitchen, as you may have noticed. If you watch me on YouTube, then you probably recognize that this is where I've been doing my videos. And well, I guess I should just, let me know. Please let me know if you can hear me okay, because it's kind of odd, but I can't really. Um, I can't really figure out if you guys are hearing me at all. Like I'm seeing the picture on YouTube right now and it looks pretty darn bad. So I'm sorry if this is in fact how bad the picture. I've tried to use a different camera, but I think I started messing with it a little too late for this live stream, so I haven't quite figured it out. So I'm just using the camera on my laptop. Anyway, so all of this set up. If you're still with me, I appreciate it. Oh, I think somebody left. Okay. Um, yeah, so let me just say, like, you probably know who I am or have seen me on YouTube, or maybe you subscribe to my email list and maybe you came from there, but I just want to say a couple words about like who I am. Like my name is Alina. As you may see, I'm there's my name in the corner there. I I have a website called Vegan Runner Eats, and I have a YouTube channel called Adventures in Vegan Living, where this is right now streaming on YouTube, and also this is supposed to be streaming on Facebook too. I don't really have any feedback to know how well things are going on there. Let me know if there is, any. Uh, okay, I think I. All right, finally, I figured out how to see comments. If you guys have any comments, yeah. So I've been vegan for almost 12 years. This year is going to be 12 years. And I created my website, Vegan Runner Eats, almost 12 years ago, actually, just a couple months after I went vegan. And originally, I was very much into running at the time. And so I started training for a marathon, which was my second marathon. And I decided to start a website to document how things are going, were going, to show people what I eat as I train for a marathon and how training's been going. And eventually, the marathon was over, and the site was still there, so I continued sharing recipes and yeah, so and it's been kind of going ever since. There's been a lot of transformations over time. I've had transformations in my life. We moved across the country, so when I first went vegan and started my website, my husband and I used to live in Alabama. Then we moved to Washington State for 7 years, then to Virginia for a couple years, and now we are in Florida in the Panhandle part. We've been here about a year and a half at this point. Yeah, we have a daughter who is 7. She has been vegan since birth or since conception, if we split hairs. Um, and yeah, so after a while, I decided to decided to start a YouTube channel. And the reason for that was that I felt like all of the stuff that I was writing on my blog and on my social media, like sharing stuff, that I wasn't getting a lot of like feedback from people to actually know, like, uh, if things I put out resonate with people, or if it's, you know, maybe I don't want to say wasting my time, but basically I wanted to reconnect with my subscribers, email subscribers, and social media subscribers and followers. And so I decided to start a YouTube channel, and I started with doing live streams every week on Fridays. I would pick a recipe. I would pick actually 2 recipes and share them in my email list, and ask people, hey, which one would you like me to make during the live stream this Friday? And people would pick one, and that's the one I would do. Those live streams are still up on my YouTube channel. If you go to my channel, and there's that, actually, if you're on YouTube, you can see them. There's that, what's it called? Like little bar. If you see my channel, like if you click on my face under this video, and you'll go to see my whole channel, and there's a little tab that says live, and you can see there's like, I don't know, 18 or 20 of them. And those were a lot of fun. I, struggled with like all the tech stuff, setting it all up, but I figured out like a situation that works for me. Yeah, the quality of pictures, the video wasn't great because I was just using this laptop, and actually that's what I'm doing right now too. Unfortunately, I haven't, quite figured it out yet. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, I'm not like super techie. Like this stuff doesn't come naturally to me, and I'm not like super interested in it either. So that's why it's the combination of not being, very good at it, and not knowing, not wanting to get better. That's kind of what's keeping me back, I guess, holding me back. But let me see. I see that there is one person watching right now. Can you please, if you want, of course, no pressure, just tell me, or there's a couple people now, tell me, how did you find me? Like, where are you coming from? Like, if you're from YouTube, like one of my YouTube subscribers, or if you're from the email list or social media or wherever, just put in the comments here. I would love to see that. Yeah, so I started my YouTube channel, what is it, like almost 3 years ago. And at first I was doing those recipe live streams. And I also started doing, like, people were kind of complaining that live streams were long, because, it was all happening at the, in real time. So like if I was making mashed potatoes, like I had to peel the potatoes. No, actually, for the mashed potatoes live stream, I think I peeled them first. Or maybe I didn't do a mashed potatoes live stream. Oh, I didn't do the live stream, but I like mashed potatoes. I have a regular video, not a live stream video. That one is for the mashed potatoes recipe. But yeah, so like everything was happening in real time. So those live streams were kind of turning out to be kind of long, which, people were complaining about. And so I started doing regular videos, like short videos that I would pre-record and edit and put them out. So they would be like anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15 minutes long. And once I started doing that, my channel started growing because people were finding me, and when they saw that a recipe was like, I don't know, 7 minutes, they were like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Whereas if it's a longer video, not everybody wants to watch it. And eventually my channel grew to, I think it's a little over 8,000 subscribers at this point, which I'm very excited about. But here's the trouble, is that I haven't been making a lot of videos, and I will explain why. I think the last full length video I did was last summer. But there are like 2 or 3 recipe videos on my site, on my YouTube channel, that have been doing pretty well, both on YouTube and in Google search. So they continue to get a lot of views, and people subscribe to my channel from watching those videos. But then they kind of like, because I don't put out new content, then they don't see me a lot in their feeds, and they kind of forget about me. And so I have that number, 8,000 subscribers, but I like whenever I make new stuff, I don't get, a lot of those 8,000 people, to come and check it out, unfortunately. And the same has been kind of true with my social media that I'm talking about Instagram in particular. I also have a Facebook page, which if you're watching me from there, hi. Yeah, that I've had for a long time, but I've kind of been ignoring the Facebook page because, and Instagram also, I have been kind of, what's the word? Not thrilled with, disheartened, because the algorithms, they really can push you down, like, and like sometimes just putting a lot of effort into making content for a while, and then you don't see any feedback, like you still get like 2 likes on your posts. It's like, it's kind of disheartening. So I've been spending less time there. The only thing I haven't abandoned has been my email list. If you're watching, if you're one of my subscribers, hi. I appreciated that you read my emails and that you came to watch this video. So that I have been pretty, you know, consistent with, email people with my recipes a couple times a week, and if there's something else going on, I will also email them. uh, but social media and YouTube have been kind of, not very active. And well, so the reason for that, why I've been um, not doing a lot there, like I said, yes, it's disheartening when you don't get any feedback. Sorry. And also, I've been putting a lot of time and energy into creating my meal planning app, Veg Easy, which you may have heard if you're coming from my email list. I'm sure you've heard a bunch about it, and I appreciated that you haven't said yet, like, oh my gosh, you annoy me so much, unsubscribe. So I appreciated that you have stuck around and that you are here to watch this live stream. um, so the reason why I decided to create a meal planning app is because, well, I am a big fan of doing meal planning. In particular, I started doing it consistently in 2020 when the first, shutdowns happened. We were living in Washington State at the time, on an island called Whidbey Island. So it's a small community. There's like a couple grocery stores, and so we couldn't go there, or if we went there, we had to, wear masks and everything. So that's the kind of situation where you don't want to go there every day because, just a lot going on, and you obviously don't want to get sick. So I decided to, make a meal plan for the week, figure out what groceries we're going to need, go get them once a week, and be done. And that turned out to work really well for my family, because like it used to be that I would think every night about like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to make for dinner tonight? And my family would either have no, I would ask them and they would be like, I don't know, something simple. That's what my husband always says. And uh, and then I had to like think about it, and I would go into my cookbooks and on the internet to just look for recipes. And on my website, well, my website, I more or less have all the recipes, in my head, if not like all of the ingredients and directions, but at least uh, knowing that they are there. So, and it was just taking so much effort every night, so much mental energy was spent on it. So I decided if I just plan once a week, then I only have to deal with it once. And then, the rest of the week, I don't have to deal with it. So I started doing meal plans for our dinners. I didn't do them for breakfasts or lunches, because usually breakfasts for us are something, pretty simple. Like, we would either like have some bagels or toast or granola or cereal, like something simple like that. On the weekends, we may do something more complicated, like pancakes or waffles. But then uh, for lunch, most of the time, at least my husband and I, we have leftovers from the night before. So I just made sure to make enough food for dinner that it would also leave us leftovers to eat for lunch the following day. Let me take a sip of my tea. So that was working out really well for us. I also did some like meal prep, not like spent 5 hours every Sunday making every meal for the week. No, that I think most people, when they think, not most, but a lot of people, when they think of meal planning and meal prep, they think about that. And like very few people actually want to do that. But what I did, I looked through the recipes that I picked, and then I saw like what ingredients in each of them I could prep in advance. Like, say, if I had like 3 recipes that each had onions, so I would, like just chop those onions and put them in bags and mark like each bag, like this is for this recipe, this is for that. And that took me probably like an hour, hour and a half every Sunday. I wasn't like, it was a little bit of a drag, but after I did it, it was so much easier just throughout the week, because I would know, okay, I need this stuff for tonight's recipe. So I just get that bag and use it. I didn't cut every vegetable and, prep every grain or cook tofu or whatever. I just did that with those vegetables that I knew that if I cut them on Sunday, then they could survive till Wednesday just fine in the fridge, being cut up. So yeah, I did that for a while, and then we found out that we would be moving to Virginia. That was around 2022, was it, or 21? Gosh, I'm 2021. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. And so we got really busy with, selling the house and packing and just a lot of stuff. So I stopped doing that type of meal prep. I still did meal planning. I still shopped, put together the list of recipes for dinner every week. We went shopping every week like that. And I cooked them as we went. So I didn't pre-chop vegetables or pre-cook the grains, but at least I knew what I needed to do every night. And then we moved to Virginia. I continued doing that, and then we moved to Florida a year and a half ago. And to this day, I still have all of, still have been doing that. And I actually have this like really thick folder of all of the meal plans starting from like 2020, I think. Like I first was writing them down on a piece of paper, then I made like a printable sheet where I could write it down. Then I made like some more advanced things, like this sheet for like meal prep, this for recipes, and this and that. And then I had so many of them that I decided to put them together, and I offered them to people who through my blog and through my social media. And then I also made 3 weeks, a meal plan for 3 weeks that was all written out just like that, 5 days a week, dinner every night, and then all the groceries you need to buy, all of the, like how you need to prep, like chop these onions, like slice carrots and this and this. And then on day off, you take that, do this, So it was kind of a lot of work to put it all together. That's why I only did 3. And when I first offered it to people who read my blog, I had feedback saying that, all right, this is good, but it's only for 3 weeks. And also, we can't really, change anything, because like if somebody doesn't like this recipe in my family, or they're allergic to something, or we have picky kids who would never eat this, then we couldn't, they couldn't substitute anything. And so I started thinking about like how could I make it easier for people to do all of the substitutions. And also I wanted to make it easier on myself, because even though I thought of all the foods that I wanted to make every day, every week, I would, like when I sat down to do the meal plan on Sundays, I'd still like sit around and be like, oh, okay, so what do we do? This one, no, we had this 2 weeks ago. What about this? No, we had that last week, or we eat this all the time. So it took me a while to just come up with a good amount of recipes, ideas for dinners every week. So I thought, well, it would be nice if I had all of my recipes like in some kind of one place where I could just go and browse through them and pick what I wanted. And like then if I could get all of the ingredients onto to produce a shopping list based on those ingredients for those recipes, I thought that would be great. But I didn't know like how I could do that. So at first, my husband and I thought that we should make some sort of a spreadsheet to get to set this all up. By the way, if you have any questions or comments throughout this whole thing, please let me know. I'm keeping an eye on the chat and everything, so I'm happy to answer your questions. Or if you're, bored with me talking about this or want me to talk about something else, then let me know too. Anyway, so we thought of making a spreadsheet, and I got to say he's much better with spreadsheets than me. I can make them, but I'm not like great with formulas, and a spreadsheet with that would do all of that. Like you would really have to be good with putting out all the formulas, like, and also each recipe that I had, I would have had to enter all of the ingredients in separate lines, on separate lines. And if it was like 50 recipes and each of them had 10 ingredients, that would be like 500 lines. Is it 50, 10? Yeah, 500. And like to search from them, like pick just a few and narrow down the ingredients, put them all together. So it was just turning out into kind of a nightmare. So I didn't really want to go that way. And we thought, all right, well, maybe there are some apps that could be helpful with that. and we looked into it a little bit, but I couldn't quite find something that did just what I needed to do. And then eventually last year, I thought, well, can I make an app actually? And what would that look like? And I started using Chat GPT at the time. That was like early summer of last year. And, you know, I find it that Chat GPT is very useful for asking questions. Like you could Google stuff and then you'd get like a million articles, and you have to like sift through them to find your information, and it would take hours sometimes, and you wouldn't even like quite get the exact answer you needed. So but Chat GPT, you can just ask that question and it will answer it to you. So so I asked Chat GPT, if I want to make an app, what, like how would that, what would that look like what do I need to do to make that app? And it gave me like a really extensive plan for how to make an app, like from scratch, from like how you do the coding, like all of that. And I realized that to do that, I would have had to like go to college for not just for one, you know, aspect of it, like for 4 years and become like IT programmer of some sort, but I would also have to go to college again to get another profession. So like a lot of people get together to do that all, you know, together. And for me alone, it was just next to impossible. And I thought, well, all right, so it sounds like apps are like super complicated. And then I just stumbled upon this company that uh, helps people like me who are, you know, like some kind of influencers or bloggers, either health related or, uh, uh, sorry, you know, so they help people like me to create apps, and they actually didn't even charge an arm and a leg. Like they charged like more than like some other options that I found, but it was like an honest to goodness app, and they helped, you know, set up everything in the app stores that I as to this day I don't really know how all of that works. So I hired them to do this, and so they did the programming, all putting it all together, like the bones of it, and then the content, all the recipes and all of the that stuff was on me. And so for the past few months I've been working on adding recipes and other content, like whatever it is, like some helpful articles, some guides and whatnot. And honestly, I am not even close, nowhere near close to what I like, everything that I want to put on there. I know that I need to post more recipes. I need to post more like helpful content in there. But like overall, the app already works. And and that's why I figured, you know what, I'm not gonna wait till like everything is perfect, because to make it perfect, I know it would have taken me another couple years probably. So yeah, and we launched it first like at the end of December to people on my email wait list, and then on January 1st, just 10 days ago, we launched the app to the rest of the world. um, so the app, as you may have heard already, is called Veg Easy. And my take about this app is that I want to help people who are like in the position similar to mine, or position that I used to be in, like a busy person who has a family, that has like each member or some members have some kind of peculiar things, like um, some picky kids or hard to please husbands, or maybe there are some people who aren't vegan, so it's hard to please everybody. So I wanted to help people who were in that position. And I realized that like the stuff that I have in the app right now may uh, like I have a bunch of recipes, but like I don't all of the recipes are vegan, of course. And I know that for regular people, who like a lot of vegans have non-vegan family members, and yet they still need to figure out how to make meal plans for everybody, to make everybody happy. So I decided to add this option for people to add recipes from their favorite recipes from other sites, or from cookbooks, from like grandma's written down recipe cards or stuff like that, so that people could add those themselves to their own accounts. Like that stuff wouldn't be put out into the whole app for everybody, all the users to see, but it will just stay in their account. And this way, I thought that, okay, if somebody wants to, cater to, or please, or whatever you want to say, make something non-vegan for their family members, or have non-vegan family members make it for themselves, then at least that would give them a whole uh, list of ingredients that they could shop for, vegan or non-vegan. And then when the day comes, everybody could make their thing, like whether it's vegan or non-vegan or whatever. And I thought that was great. And I think that's like the feedback that I've gotten so far has been that like that option to add recipes has been like a lot, some, not a lot, but the feedback that I did have gotten, people have been praising that. um so yeah, and coming back to before I started talking about the app, when I was talking about why I haven't been making a lot of videos or blog posts or posting on social media in the past months, it was because I've been working on the app, and it was taking me a lot of time. I realized that I was in this kind of like a catch 22 situation where I wanted to create the app to help people, but to do that I had to take away time from everything else and just focus on the app. And while I was ignoring all of my sources like YouTube and Instagram and everything, people kind of like forgot about me. So when I had the app ready, I went into those things and told people, and not a lot of people have heard about it. Like, not a lot of people got that message. And that's what I've been kind of struggling with, because it's it is kind of, I've used this word again already, disheartening, when like the way social media works is that, and in YouTube too, that the algorithms are that like if you're not posting consistently, then you go, people start forgetting about you. Your stuff isn't shown to others as much. And so I kind of I realized that that was going on while I was making the app. I i kind of wanted to clone myself, because like to have one person work on the app and the other on social media, keep everything going, make videos for YouTube, write blog posts. But obviously I couldn't do that. And of this is the point when a lot of bloggers and like food content creators, when they get to like where I am right now, they realize that they need to outsource some things, because like I can't do everything, get all of the to-dos on my to-do list done. But I also, um, And also like some of those things that I can do, but I'm not really good at them or I don't enjoy them. So it'd be great to outsource those things. But then, of course, if you want to outsource stuff, then you have to, pay people, obviously. And I'm, fully on board with the fact that people need to be paid for their work. I'm all for it. And I want to, pay fair wages and stuff, but I don't have the funds right now I can't afford it, basically. So I've been kind of sitting in this situation that I need to outsource stuff because there's so much of it to do, and yet I can't afford to outsource it. And I just looked at everything like, oh my gosh, to stay relevant on all of the, YouTube and Instagram and everything, I have to put out stuff all the time, but I can't because I'm working on the app. And so that gave me the amount of overwhelm that I was in was uh, overwhelming. so so now I kind of feel like I'm back to the start of everything. Like I have to start a lot of things over. Um, and I just recently have been, listening to podcasts, to and reading some books that are aimed at entrepreneurs, like small people, small entrepreneurs like myself, thinking of like the looking for advice, like what should I do, like if I can't outsource, then like how can I like learn to prioritize or uh, get my time management better. And I have ADHD, and it is another layer of struggle, because like I can't, like I look at everything and everything seems like it's like number one priority. It's hard for me to prioritize that, okay, this I can do right now, that I can do 3 weeks from now. I feel like I have to do everything at once because everything's the number one priority. And that gives me so much overwhelm that I end up not doing anything. So I've been trying to like, I've been looking for advice to how to deal with this. And what I came just recently, like the other day, um, I listened to this podcast by this woman that I've been following, that she puts out content with advice for uh, entrepreneurs like me. And she said that, just pick one thing and like one path and just stick with it for some time. Just do that thing, and everything else, let it go. So like you want to focus on YouTube, then let Instagram go and just do this until you get somewhere. And then as you keep doing it, you get better. It's just like in anything, we do more of it, we get better at it. So I think I'm going to try that, uh, like put out a little bit of content, in one place, or if I can share something on both Instagram and YouTube, like some like YouTube shorts can double as Instagram reels. So I could do that, but I have to figure out a way to do it consistently. Even if I only do it like once a week, it's better than not doing it at all, right? So I appreciated that you stuck around listening to all of this. If you have any advice for me, I would appreciate it. Just put it out in the comments. Let me see. I don't think I got any so far. Yeah, okay. That's okay. So let me now show you what my app looks like, because I think in all of my previews for this live stream, I said that I will share what the app looks like. And the great thing about it is, another one of my favorite features is that it can be used both on the phone and on your computer and on your tablet, obviously. But on your computer, you can access it on via URL. So, in a browser, like you can open Google and put it in, and it will come up, or whatever other search engine you like. I'm sorry. And yeah, so that makes it convenient because, like, say if you aren't a big fan of apps and you like the letters look too small for you, or is just not your thing, then you can still use it on your desktop. Or if like it seems, when you're doing your meal planning, if you want to just sit down and spend some quality time doing it, you could do that on desktop, and then bring your phone to the grocery store and have your grocery list on your phone and access it from there. So let me show you uh, the desktop version of it. I honestly, I haven't figured out a way how to connect my phone to show you the app on my phone, but maybe um, I'll show you here. But let me start with the desktop, and I'm going to let me see how I can share my screen. I have one of these things over here. You can't see it obviously, but okay, share screen. Let me see. This here, share. Okay, I hope you can see it. So this is my app on desktop, and as you can see right here, it says app.veganrunnereats.com. So this is where you go to access it. Sorry. And this is what you see. I'm sorry. I'm not used to talking so long. That's why my voice kind of gets funny. So this is what you see when you first get in. You see this Friday, January 10th. That's today. So every day you see the date. And as you just scroll down, you can see all this stuff. So obviously there is the part that tells you, all the welcome stuff. There's a little video from me, and believe it or not, it's only 51 seconds, right? By judging by this live stream, you probably never think that I could do it like that. Over here, you can access the app, on App Store or on Google Play if you want to download it. Then, all of the things I suggest how you should approach getting around to it. And I have some thoughts on how to improve it actually. And then the next ones are how to use the app on your phone and on your desktop. So these are videos that you can watch, and I go over all of this. Like, see, for example, this video over here that will tell you how to use it on the phone, I mean, on your desktop. Then there are some shortcuts. Uh, so go to recipes, go to meal planner, shopping list. Those things are also here on the bottom bar. So my day is the main page. Recipes, this is all the recipes. um, Collections, that's where the like how the recipes are organized. So for example, I apologize. Yeah, so they are the way I organize these. This is like what everybody would see, except for like this another collection and recipes from other blogs. These are added myself in my account. So if you go to your version of the app, like brand new, if you just signed up, you're not going to see these. But anyway, the recipes will be organized by some sort of something they have in common. So for example, over here you'll see recipes that are main course, and there are some subcategories, some stuff that you make on stovetop, in the oven, in the instant pot, and I have a ton more recipes that I need to add. And I will then family friendly recipes. This is like the stuff that most people would eat, including kids. Then recipes from Vegan Runner Eats. This is like almost all recipes that I have here, I believe, that I have added so far. Under 30 minutes. This is the stuff that takes less than 30 minutes, and so on. Then there is this collection called My Recipes. This is where you can add your favorites. So, for example, you go to this family friendly collection and you see this stuff and you think, oh, this like capellini al pomodoro pasta looks good. So you press this little heart and then it is added to your favorites. So I'm going to go view and let's see, it should be on the bottom. Yeah, and here it is, capellini pomodoro pasta. And from here you can sort them, like you can duplicate them, for example, and put this into the course that you think this goes to. If you don't duplicate it, then you can just drag it here and then you just won't have it in your favorites, but it will still be on this page. Then what else can I show you about these? Yeah, so this is how you can add that. Then the collection, My Recipes, is the one where you can also add recipes from outside of the app. So like, for example, if you want to go somewhere, and find some other recipes. Let me see, for example, vegan breakfasts. I hope you can see this window, because I don't think I hope it's getting shared. Anyway, so let's see what we got. Various things. Maybe you already have some recipes that you know. So like vegan breakfast bowls, for example. Let's see. Okay, so these look pretty good, right? There's some tofu, veggies, and whatnot. So what you do is you copy the URL and you go to the app and you can add them anywhere. So this is breakfast. So I click this add new meal. And then there is this place where you can put the URL. And so it's basically uploading. And there it is. So you can click it and you can see everything. So you see the serving number, prep and cook time, nutrition, like calories and protein and whatnot, all the ingredients. You can, in there, all the methods of how you use them. And also in this situation, you can edit these recipes. So for example, you reading this and you realize that well, let's say you don't have pinto beans or you don't like them, right? You can delete them. Or instead of a green bell pepper, you want to use orange bell pepper, like just for the heck of it, right? So you can update that and you will save here. You can add some note over here for yourself, like I made this, it was great. Yeah, so this is basically your recipe and you can do what you want with it. You can add them to other boards, other collections. So what you do, you copy to board, but they will have the boards that you have created. So let me create another board, another collection. and I'll show you. So over here, I'm back to the collections page. I'm going to press on this orange plus, and let's name it something. For example, that's what I just created. Fun stuff, right? So I'm going to go back to my recipes, and where's that thing? So I'm going to add this. Okay, fun stuff, breakfast, copy. And then I'm going to go back to fun stuff, and there it is. In the first recipe in that collection will also give you the picture here. Yeah, so the same way I created this collection that I just called another collection because I was showing this to somebody, recipes from other blogs. So for example, I want to move this to recipes from other blogs, and I'll add it to uh, here. And let's see, where is it? Recipes from other blogs. Okay, here it is. And then, okay, yeah, so they're on both of these. I will delete this, and I will also delete this board. Where is it? Fun stuff. I'm going to delete the board just to keep everything organized. Um, yeah, the boards that or collections that you created, you can add recipes to them directly. So you don't have to start with my recipes. You just can go here if you want. Yeah, let me show you just the recipe cards look like. So, for example, this is Ultimate Vegan Chili. This is from my website, Vegan Runner Eats. And there's a description that I try to add as much information, necessary information, but also not so much that this would read like a 3 mile thing. So I put here like gluten free, soy free, oil free, how you can adapt this recipe to various things. Then methods, I have some notes over here. And also I try to add this recommended equipment. So like if you're not sure what kind of pot or pan or blender or whatnot, if you I have recommendations for, like, for example, large stock pot. If I click on that, it will go to Amazon. This is actually the pot that I use. I've been using this pot since it came in a set that my husband and I got for our wedding. And it's been like 12 years ago. Was it? Yeah, I guess this year it'll be 13. And so I've been using this pot and other things that came in it for all this time. So most of the time when I do recommended equipment, the stuff that I share is the stuff that I actually use. Um, yeah, so I think this should be it for. Let me see how things are looking. Oh my gosh, I was serious. This whole time I was showing you this tiny thing. Oh, I was serious. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Man, yeah, that is frustrating. Well, yeah, now it's you can see it for the full screen. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to um, repeat this now that I figured out that I needed to spread it, all the way and not just have it, so small. I guess if I do this, then at least you can um, see me customize. Let me see. Can I move this? No, it doesn't look like. Well, you know what I look like, so I'm gonna turn this off. Just have this. Yeah. So please let me know if you'd like me to repeat all of this. I gladly will. I like in the app version. when this, I can like edit this out in the, when the live stream gets saved, then I can edit this out and just keep the stuff that will I'm sorry, I'm kind of like lost for words here. All right, so yeah, just let me know if you'd like me to repeat it. But the main thing that any meal planning app is supposed to do, and what people get it for, is, you know, making meal plans, right? So I'm going to show you how to do that. So this is the meal planner. If you open it, it just goes, gives you the whole week, and it can even like can go on if you'd like. So you can pick whatever foods you want from this, the collection that all of this. So for example, today is Friday. Let's say I want to add some stuff. So for breakfast, I want to have, let me see, let's do these pumpkin pie overnight oats. There we go. Then for lunch, I'm going to do, what do you want to do? Let's do this easy buffalo tofu sandwich. And then for dinner, let's have easy barbecue chickpeas and rice. So there we go. We have the menu. Let me scroll this a little bit. Okay. Now I need to make sure that the number of servings is what I need, what I'm going to need for my family. So pumpkin pie overnight, I think like it's going to be for me and my husband. So we're going to have 2. Buffalo tofu sandwich, also 2 of these. My daughter's not going to eat it. So I can make something else for her. And barbecue chickpeas and rice, we'll have 3 servings of that. She will eat it. And since she's not eating this buffalo tofu sandwich, I'm gonna go find something for her that she will eat. Let's see, what kind of breakfasts do I have? Oh, and by the way, you can also search here. So you can search, for example, for breakfast, shows 36 recipes available. Okay, let's see, what did she eat? I know that she will most likely have the steel cut oatmeal with blueberries, so I'm going to add it here. And it doesn't matter that, it doesn't have to be only those 3, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner recipes, and that's it. No, it can be however many you need. So if you have non-vegan family members and you want to add something that's you added some non-vegan recipes to the app, you can add them here, and it's okay if there is like 2 lunches, 3 dinners, just as long as you adjust the number of servings. So with this oatmeal, since it's just going to be her, I'm going to just use 1 of these. So, okay, I have everything set up for Friday, and you can, go on and keep going and see if you want to go to the next week, you go to the next week. And yeah, so make your meal plan. So now I want to add these. So I say I made this meal plan for 2 days, like Thursday and Friday, and I want to add all meals to shopping list. So to do that, I clicked, see if this add meals to shopping list, and there's this little orange circle with a shopping cart. I'm clicking on it. And now it's asking me to add them to some list, and I'm going to create a new one. Let's see, today's list, for example. You can name it anything. If you don't, then by default it will tell you, like, see, shopping list 10th of January. But yeah, so I'm going to create these, and now I have all of these meals here. And it's important that I click this add button on the bottom. And now I got a message, meal added to today's list. Let's view it. And here we go. we got all of these recipes, and they are all itemized here by whatever type of things they are, like breakfast cereals or legumes, legume products, nuts and seeds, blah blah blah. Oh, there's even dairy and egg. I guess for some reason it thinks that vegan vanilla protein powder is dairy and eggs, but it's okay. And you can keep going, and at the bottom there is this unclassified and other things. So if you know that at home you need to get some other stuff, you can add some stuff here. I guess not here, but where add new. Uh, like for example, I need paper towels and what else? Let's say granola bars. Okay, and there we go. Yeah. And so you can just go through this, and I'm sure some of these things you're already going to have. So I have rolled oats and steel cut oats. I'm going to cross these out. Then cannellini beans I have, miso paste I have, soy sauce, more soy sauce. Well, okay. Then let's see, I have walnuts. I don't need protein powder, and whatever else like spices. You can just look through it, and this way you know what you need. And if you're looking through this and you're thinking, I wonder what recipe this goes to, so like nutritional yeast, so you can click on it and it will show you which recipe it goes to. Granulated garlic is on 2 of these. Vanilla extract is over here. So yeah, this is the shopping list that you can use. Over here, you can see that there is this button saying Amazon Fresh. Right now, this doesn't work very well because the API that, the way the app is connected to Amazon, or, they sell Amazon Fresh as a part of Whole Foods. And so they aren't, the connection doesn't work very well. So like you can click it, but it's not necessarily gonna work out. But we're working on fixing this. And also we are talking to other companies who do, grocery deliveries, like what are they called? Instacart. Yeah. So my app developer has started negotiations with them, and I think it will be just great if we add Instacart. That, just imagine how easy this is going to be. You just add everything to Instacart and go on with your day, and then everything just gets to your, you get it all at home, and it's pretty great, I think. uh yeah, so this is how you do uh, meal plans. Then what else can I show? If you want all of your shopping lists, and just go to this more thing. This is the one I just created. This is the one I was playing with yesterday. um what else can I show you here? I showed you how to use, oh, there are resources here, and I want to add more resources. So far I have like what to stock in your vegan pantry. This thing has been quite a big thing. Actually proud that I did this, because I've wanted to do this forever. I basically went through all of my uh, pantry, and let me see if you can, I want to have you see me. Where is it? Okay. Oh, it's just for a moment so you can see. So I went through my pantry and fridge and freezer and everything, and I just wrote down all of the things that I have there usually. And these are the things that I make my recipes with. So, which means that all of the recipes that you will find on the app, that list will have all of those ingredients that go to your for those recipes. So if you go to the grocery store and get this spreadsheet. uh, Let me see if I can. So if you open this, it will prompt you to get um, it will prompt you to create a copy of it, and it will be an editable copy. Let me see, can I open this for you to see? Oh no, it won't do it. Okay, so this is like a pretty monumental spreadsheet with everything arranged in it, all of the like canned beans and dry beans, canned tomatoes, pasta, grains, vegetables that don't need to go in the fridge, and vegetables that do go in the fridge. All the condiments and sauces, like soy sauce, nutritional yeast, and a bunch of other things. And I also categorize those. Um, Actually, I'm going to try to open this and see um, if I can, because I have it in my Google Drive. Let me see if I can show it to you. You can print. Okay, here we go. Let me see if this will open here. Please, please, please. Perfect. Okay. Can you see it? Let me see. Yes. Okay. There we go. No. Come on. You can only see this tab? How can I do this? Oh gosh. I'm sorry. I'm like just technically not super duper advanced. Well, come on. I'm sorry. You're probably like super frustrated just seeing all of this. Yeah. So anyway, if you, so this is basically the list of everything that you would need to cook the recipes in my app. So if you stock stuff that's in this spreadsheet, then you can, be certain then that you got it. You got it all. Of course, I'm not suggesting that you have to go and spend like a ton of money on buying every last little thing. So that's why I categorized these ingredients in each category as something that I recommend to have, that I use more often, and some that are optional that I used less often. And I also have share the amounts of like how much everything, how many like cans of beans, like cans of chickpeas, how many cans of black beans I recommend. And if you go through your own uh, pantry, then there is a field over here in stock at home. And since you are going to edit my spreadsheet, then your copy, you're going to copy my spreadsheet, then your copy will be editable. So you can check if you have something and just mark it there in this column, or write yourself some notes. And also have some notes over here. This is just, by the way, this is just a picture um, of what the spreadsheet looks like. The actual spreadsheet is much bigger. So yeah, you can get that spreadsheet by clicking on this button. What can you see? This is all of those ingredients, all of those staples I've also listed here, so you can see them. These are the main categories. Then it all gets expanded. So like canned beans, this is what I have, canned tomatoes and all that. But in this list, you just see the names. You don't see the amounts that I recommend. And you also don't see which ones are recommended and which ones are optional. But still, you can just look through what you got at home and get an idea for for what you have, what you might need to get. Yeah, so that is the this what to stock in your vegan pantry resource. Then there is this kitchen tools I use and recommend. If you click on that, it will take you to Amazon. This is my like quote unquote Amazon store. So this is the list of things that I use and recommend. A lot of these are mentioned in the app somewhere. Uh, some of them aren't, but like this right here, this Analon Advanced set, this is the set that I was talking earlier that I got it for my wedding. Let me see. I hope you're seeing this. Oh, please, please, please. No, you don't see it. I am so sorry. This is just frustrating. Oh, gosh. I'll need to like make a better video for all of this. But uh have we caught up on? Yeah, if you're still watching this, let me just say I thank you so much because like if I was watching this, I'd get frustrated. I'd probably stop watching it. But if you're still watching it, I really appreciate it. Yeah, so by and large, this is um, what it looks like, what the app looks like, and I'll try to show you uh, the way it looks on the phone. Let me see. Can I do this? No. Okay, so how do I expand myself? Here we go. All right, here we go. Okay. So I got my phone over here and I haven't, figured out how to hook it up, like how to hook up like whatever is on my screen so you can see it, on your screen, but I'll just hold it this way and you can see what it looks like. There's some silly notifications and stuff. Yeah, so there is all of this same. Let's see what's the better. Goodness, I have a ton of notifications. Yeah, so we got all of the collections. Come on. Yeah. This is my husband and my daughter. All right, so I hope the sound is okay because it would be like super frustrating if the sound was awful too. Yeah, collections, just like I showed you before, resources, all of the same. So, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll be able to show you what this looks like. So I press on this. And so it wants me to select an account. And then, finally, this opens. Let me see. Can I turn? There we go. Oh, you can finally see the spreadsheet. Like it's not optimal because it's on the phone, but at least you can see that all of these categories and stuff. So like this stuff that's these little green or blue fields, this is the stuff that I recommend, like ingredients that are queen of incompetence. Okay, so yeah, in blue here, these are the things that I recommend having, and then in pink, pink over here is what I is optional, so I don't use it as much, but it's still nice to have if you do have it. Yeah, and like this in stock at home field right here. Where is it? Can you see it right there? Yeah, that's where you can note for yourself, like if you have it, if you don't have it, and then there are notes over here. If there is something additional that I want to tell you, like what type or what brand I recommend. I Yeah, so I have notes of that over here. So this is my spreadsheet. When you open it and download it, it will prompt you to make a copy of it. So like my spreadsheet isn't going to be editable to you, but for me, it will be. I mean, for you, when you copy it, your copy will be editable. Okay, let me see. What else can I show you here? Okay, this is what the planner looks like. So let me see. Where's that stuff that we just created? Okay, so this is the Thursday one. You know what? I need to update this because they haven't synced yet. What I showed you on the computer to this is the same account, but to sync the changes that I made, I'm gonna press this little thingy. Come on. So now it's going to sync, and then it will show you all those changes that we made, like the shopping list I did. And also now that we made the meal plan, at the very top before this welcome part, you will see those meals. You see it, so it says today's meals. So if you make that meal plan, you don't have to like go all over the creation to looking for like, where's that meal? I put it on the meal plan, but where the hell is it? Sorry. I don't know how you feel about cursing and stuff. Not that that word is like super cursing or anything. Yeah. Oh yeah, so let me show you the meal plans. This is the planner that stuff we just created. This is what I just added on the computer. I hope you were able to see it. Then yeah, shopping list over here. Shopping list, the today's list that we just looked at. And as you see, there are some things that have been crossed out. And like at the bottom, I added a couple things. Where is it? Yeah, a couple things I've added. Yeah. So this is how you. Oh, and you can also there's this button, share it via email. So you can enter the email of like whoever it is, like you, and say like your significant other. You can email this shopping list to them, and so like say for example, if they're coming home from work, they can stop by the store and get that stuff. The only thing to be aware of that right now, it will send you the list of everything, but it won't say the amounts. So we're working on uh, adding the amounts into the email also, if you need that. Yeah. Well, what else can I show you? Oh, you got the account information. Um, you got the search bar. You can filter through as it whatever it is that you feel like there's like various tags. So, for example, if I want to see recipes with vegan meats, I know that not everybody is into it. So the app right now has both like plant-based recipes that are whole foods plant-based as possible, with oil-free options, gluten-free options. And then there are some recipes that do have some like vegan meats, like vegan sausage or whatnot. This way, you can choose, everybody can choose like how clean they want to keep their diet. So I want to see recipes that have vegan meats, so show me that. And yeah, okay, so I know that there is jambalaya. It has vegan sausage. Over here, vegan sausage. Over here I have TVP, textured vegetable protein. And over here I have also sausage. Yeah, if once I add like other recipes that have vegan meats, I will do it. And that's actually another guide that I want to add here in resources, like brands of vegan meats and whatnot that I recommend. But once again, if you don't do vegan meats, then don't worry about it. Yeah, so I think this is it. Yeah, I would love to hear what you guys think about it. Obviously, I am tickled pink about it. I think this is such a great thing to have. It's very useful. On the screen over here, like, where is it? Over here, there's a little barcode that if you scan, it will take you to the place where you can find out more about the app and download it. So I'm actually gonna do that and show you what happens. So let me see. Oh, it's not doing. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go to the actual. Um, where is it? Okay, here we go. Um, yeah, and like, okay, come back to my other page. Okay, so it will take you to a page that tells you more about it. And there's a button here that if you click, it will take you to the page where you can create an account. So once again, there's a little message from me, some stuff. And if you press join, come on. Okay, so you can create your account and everything. And you have a 7-day free trial, which means that if you sign up, like whenever you sign up, it will ask you to enter payment information, but it won't be charged for 7 days. So if you decide to cancel within that time, then you can cancel, obviously. A nice thing about this is that during those 7 days, you have you have full access to the app, all the features, and no ads. There are a lot of like free apps that and I've heard this before, like people say, there are like apps that you can get a free version, like why would we want your paid version? And okay, I agree, that I hear you, but free apps usually either have like a ton of ads that would be super distracting, or they limit the amount of features. So maybe they'll let you see the recipes, but they won't let you to add them to the shopping list, right? Or like whatever else, like they will lock some important functions that can only get if you pay for the paid version. So this is why I think it's fair to do a 7-day free trial and have access to all of the features. And then you don't like it, then cancel your account. You do, then you can, keep going. To find all of this information, like if this little code it doesn't strike your fancy, don't worry about it. I also have added that in the um, below in the video description to this video. There's a direct link that you can click and it will take you to all of this, and this is how you can sign up. Right now there are 3 plans that you can choose, either monthly or quarterly or yearly. And yearly, I think it's like if you sign up yearly, it's going to be like 3 or 4 months free compared to like if you go monthly. So yeah, if you have any questions, I'm not seeing any questions, unfortunately, in the where is it, in the chat. And it's okay. I mean, it's fine. I realize that right now there's only like a small handful of people who are watching or have watched this already, but like usually people find this and watch it later. But um yeah, so uh yeah, so if you don't have questions, that's okay. But if you're watching this later, then and just leave them your questions in the comments and I will come back and answer them. What else can I tell you about it? So I haven't gotten a lot of questions. Like I had this Google form that I sent links to it to my email list, and I think I mentioned it here on YouTube also. But I haven't honestly gotten any questions there because, like I said, it's kind of hard for me to like get to people. It seems like all the algorithms, unfortunately, keep me away. Like I can say it, but the algorithm will keep people from actually hearing it, even if they are subscribing to my channel. And it's okay. That's why I will be coming back to this stream and answering questions if you have them in the comments. Well, the last thing I think I mentioned that I wanted to like share my plans for this year. And obviously, I want to revive my YouTube channel. I want to make more videos, like not just live streams. I think live streams, not everybody likes them, obviously, but make more videos to, uh, I have been missing making them. It's a lot of fun, honestly. And it does take me a long time to edit them. So like a video that's like say 10 minutes, it may take me like 2 3 weeks to edit. Not because, I mean, I am kind of slow because I want to like make everything as perfect as possible, but also, that's not the only thing that I do. I have the household to run. Like I'm sitting next to my sink and there's actually a bunch of dishes that I need to wash or put in the dishwasher after this is over. And I have some laundry that I need to put in the dryer. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff to do around the house. So that's why I I can't like work all day, like from like say 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. So I work when I can, obviously. But this has been my priority to become more active with all of this, to put out more content, to put out some not just some whatever content, but something helpful, because uh, I the reason I do this, like ever since I started my blog in 2013, is because I want to help people. Like I learn or have learned a ton over the past 12 years of being vegan, and figured out some things that I know a lot of people struggle with. And that's why I create my content. I make videos, I write blog posts, I write emails. I do that so that people who are in that position that I was in, so they have something to find, and to figure out. Like for example, I have a recipe, a video on my YouTube channel here, sourdough bread making video, and it's one of the most popular recipes on videos on my channel. And the reason for that is because I figured out a way that simplifies the process of making sourdough bread. And usually, if you know anything about it, if you've seen any videos or read any blog posts or books about making sourdough bread, it is like super complicated. Like you basically, like a full-time job, you can't leave the house. That's what most of those recipes are like, because like you do this step right now, then you do it again in half an hour, and you do that 10 times in a row. It's like, who has the time? But I figured out a way that is much simpler, and it's quick. Like a lot of other sourdough recipes suggest that you wait like at least 24 hours from when you make it and to when you bake it. But mine, you can do all within one day. So like make the dough in the morning and eat a fresh loaf of that bread with dinner in the evening. And so a lot of people have seen that video and have thanked me so much, because they said, "Oh, I've like struggled with this step, but I saw it in your video and now I know, and my bread comes out great." And that is like, I love hearing that feedback, because that means that, okay, that it is, what I did, what I put out there, it helps somebody. And to me, it's like super exciting. So that's the content that I want to make more of. And on YouTube, I noticed that videos that do the best on my channel are like some sort of a how-to thing, like how to make sourdough bread, or how to make vegan yogurt in the Instant Pot. That's my number one most popular video on my channel. So like those how-to things. And I have a lot of ideas for the how-to content that I want to share with you. Like videos of me making just like a specific recipe, they don't get as much attention compared to those how-to videos. And that's the kind of stuff that I want to make. So that's my plan. That's what I want to do. I want to also, I don't know, somehow magically figure out a way to make more money to hire people and help me with some of these things. Like if I can hire somebody to edit my videos for YouTube, I could make them like way more often than once a month or once every 2 months, So to me that would be like perfect. And that's actually one of the reasons why I put out the app, is because like if people like my content, if they like my recipes, then they could get the app, and just that alone is going to support me in help me to make more recipes and put recipes there, make more videos, put more recipes on my website. And also another benefit of the app is that, like, since there are no ads, so you can go to the recipe and cook it and there are no ads. That's number one complaint that I hear from readers of my blog, is like, you have too many darn ads. And like, I understand, but also those ads are what, how I get paid. Like, unfortunately, that's just how that's like the number one way most recipe bloggers get paid. Some of them get some like sponsorships, like some like super big ones, and write New York Times best-selling cookbooks, but I'm not there yet. Maybe I'll get there one day. It would be great. But like in the meantime, those ads do support my business and support me, being able to sit here right now and do this for you rather than, work somewhere at the office. Not like, don't get me wrong. There is like absolutely nothing wrong with, obviously, with working at the office or like having any other job, like a grocery store. I've done my fair share of those jobs, especially as an immigrant who have moved to the US from Russia almost 20 years ago. Was it 19 years this year? Yeah, I've done like a lot of jobs from, I don't know, it's probably a topic for another live stream. Let me know if you would be interested in hearing it, like my life in the US as an immigrant. But yeah, so I've done like a lot of jobs, obviously, and I am honestly, I'm really blessed right now that I can do this, which is my dream, basically what I've always wanted to do. And the fact that I can do it is because the ads on my blog are paying me what, like, not like a comparable amount of money as like what I used to make in some of those jobs. So yeah, that's how things are going. But if you don't like the ads, you can, get my app and get all of those recipes and then some, because I'm going to be adding some recipes that aren't on the blog, some of the things that I make all the time, but I just haven't gotten a chance to put them on the blog, but I'll put them in the app. So you'll get my exclusive content this way too. Yeah. So anyway, the app, if you decide to try it, there's a link in the video description. You get a 7-day free trial, no ads, all content, no, like all the features, nothing is like locked or anything. So you get a chance to try it out for yourself. And what else can I tell you? I think that's probably about it. We've been on for like an hour and a half at this point. So yeah, this is probably it. Let me know if you have any questions or suggestions or anything else. I would be happy to answer them. Just leave them in the comments. If you subscribe to my email list, you can email me. Just any email you get from me, just hit reply and message me this way. If you're not on my email list, then I will put a link down there. I think I don't have one there right now, but I will put it after the video into that description, so you can subscribe to my email and get my presence in your inbox consistently, like way more consistently than my presence on YouTube or anywhere else. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. I see that there are 3 people watching right now. Okay, one, like if you've been with me this whole time, I really, really appreciate it. If you haven't been with me the whole time, that's fine too. I mean, I appreciate it. I appreciate whatever time you were able to give me today to this live stream. I hope you have a better understanding right now, both of how my app works and why I decided to create it. And also, I think I've shared a lot of other things with you, like, like what kind of blocks I have in my line of work and what kind of like vulnerabilities and other issues that I deal with. So I appreciated that you listened to all of that. Thank you so much. And yeah, I don't know if I'm going to make one of these again anytime soon, but we'll see what kind of response we get to this. All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to end now. Okay. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. And if you're watching this in later as a rerun, then